All right, welcome back to the Sideline Report. Gentlemen, the Washington football team visits San Francisco this weekend, and will it be a long flight back east?
It's going to be a painful flight back east. I mean, they're going up against, I believe, the best defensive squad. They come even third or fourth in the league in defense. They third in passing in far as defense wise. You have Smith, who's back. He's coming back now. You have you don't know if Brooks is going to be back. He did almost the same thing that LeGarrette Blount did,
right.
But that defense is starting to come together now. They're playing more situational type football. They're starting to get back to that now. And you have a Kaepernick that's starting now to be that quarterback and actually create on his own and not rely so much on the defense to help keep it in there. He's actually making the right decisions late in games, and that's why the 49ers starting to really pick things back up.
And they've got a good tight end, and we got some weak safeties. Huh?
I actually give the Redskins, I think, more of a shot than anybody. I don't know that I'm silly enough to say, oh, they're going to go win the game. But, Mike, you're a historian. You know this team. They play their best football when you least expect it,
yes,
and then
absolutely.
they can lose at home to Tampa. My high school team might give the Redskins a run, you know, but the Redskins somehow can win at Dallas. Remember a few years ago, Green Bay won the Super Bowl, but during that run,
yes.
the Redskins beat them. The Ravens won the Super Bowl. During that run, the Redskins beat them. I think it's a blessing that this game is 3,000 miles away, that nobody's going to give them a chance. It's at 4:25. And I don't give them a huge chance. I just don't think it's unthinkable that they can sort of rise up and play well. And then only to have people wonder, well, then where was this against Tampa? This team for years has sort of teased us because they can look okay. They can hang with Seattle in that game here.
Yeah.
They were in that game when nobody thought they had a shot. I think it's on the road. Nobody gives them a chance. I think they always have a chance. They can also lose to anybody. Yeah.
Well, to your point, I just want to say, what we've seen over the years is this inconsistency in terms of them showing up week after week. We don't know which team is going to be there. And this was a perfect example. The Tampa game, 2 weeks after Dallas, the team that showed up is not the team we expected to see. So I do agree with you, though, that the Redskins are going to give the 49ers a fight. I don't think it's going to be enough to win, but I think they're not going to lay down for this one. I think they're going to have their heads in this game. Just the way they performed in the Tampa Bay game was embarrassing. Forget about the fact that they lost.
I think you also have to look at the time of the season they played in the 49ers. When the Ravens won the Super Bowl, it was mid-part of the season. The Ravens wasn't looked at towards being a Super Bowl contender, so they was pretty much just at the middle part of the season. The 49ers, on the other hand, are more of a contender right now, and they're trying to win a division.
And
so they have something to play for. So the Redskins are going to go up against a team that's going to have a lot of bite and is going to come out and play because they know they got to catch Arizona. They know they got to be able to prepare for Seattle starting next week. They play them on Thanksgiving Day. So they have something to play for, and I don't think that the Redskins bark after what happened this week is going to be big enough to handle on that 49ers next time.
They've had their own drama, too.
How does Griffin do this week?
I can't imagine him playing having a worse game.
Okay.
I mean, if he plays the same, if the footwork is the same and the issues are the same, and he's throwing the ball at people's feet, A, he might get taken out, and B, I know we keep talking about the next 6 games. He's got 6 games to prove it. At some point, there's enough data. And one of these games, it's going to be the one that says, you know what? He's not the guy. Now, can he come out and surprise us? I suppose. I'm trying to think, Mike, you're the historian, a great game he's played since the injury, the first injury, not the ankle, since the Haloti Ngata and then the Seattle injury. I'm trying to think in the last year and a half now, and he's played how many games?
Well, he played a very good game toward the end against the Eagles, the next to last. The Cowboys, that wasn't a great game statistically, but he led them to a huge
victory. In the 2012 run?
In the 2012, yes.
Yeah, they won those games. I remember the game at Philly. He had sort of a marginal, I thought, game for him, but they won the game.
Right.
We remember wins.
Not great statistics.
But I'm trying to think of a game like the Saints game, which was early, his first game, or the Cowboys game on Thanksgiving. I don't know that we've seen one of those.
The injury.
And I mean, I think all the Redskins fans are waiting for one, and I think we're all thinking, oh, this will happen one of these days. But I wonder, has he been himself since the Ngata injury? Not even the Seahawks injury. It's easy to forget. These things all seem to come together. All in for week 1, and then the ankle. but maybe it's his best days are behind him. And if that's the case, that's a darn shame.
Yeah.
Well, he's had 2 traumatic knee injuries. He's had 2 MCL, ACL injuries, if I'm correct, 1 in each knee, and then he had the ankle injury.
He had a concussion.
The concussion. But in terms of the leg injuries, those are. That's a lot to overcome, and I think he's lost a step. I mean, I heard Chris Russell say, no, he's as fast as he's always been, but I think he's lost a step. He's just not the same player he was in 2012.
But when Robert was successful, they had what? A running game. They have to. I will never go away from the running game. You have to establish that in your course, especially going towards the end of the season. You have to focus on that running game more. That's when Robert was at his best because everything wasn't totally on him. You have a situation with a running back here and also a decent backfield that can help set up lead blocks. Put your tight ends up there to set up the blocks for you. Put your fullback play that help get the running game going because if you get the running game going, things will open up in the passing game, and Robert will actually see the field a lot better, and he could take his time and actually try to read defense a little better. But they have to implement that running game.
The element of surprise is not there, though, from the rookie season.
We're out of time.
I thought we was an hour tonight.
Everyone, we're out of time. Thank you, Mike, Barry, and Alex. You guys were what we thought you would be. You're outstanding. I'm Marvin Jackson. See you next time, everybody. Thanks a lot, man.